let's talk about some sports romance books that are not hockey romance that I think you should add to your TBR. We're going to start off with one of my favorite soccer romance books, Colty by Mariana Zapata. You either love Mariana's writing or you don't. I am a lover of the slow burn, and I feel like she writes some of the best slow burn romance that there is. I devoured this book. It is so good. They're both soccer players. You must read it. He is so kind of closed off and just kind of grumpy to everyone but her. It has been a hot second since I have read this, but I still think about it all the time. It is so freaking good. I know, football romance. I am so gone for football players. Like, I love me a good hockey romance, don't get me wrong. I love it as much as the next person, but football romance has my heart. It truly, truly does. This one is an adult football romance. This one isn't like super heavy in the sports. It's not super heavy in the sports. He is a former NFL player, and he comes back to the college that he went to be the coach, and sees his old friend there who, like, they had feelings for each other, but they never gotten together. He's a single dad, and it's giving second chance romance, but they were never together. You know what I mean? Okay, next we have a little series. This is a Central State football series by Jacqueline Snow, starting with First Meet Foul. This is enemies to lovers, best friend's brother, forced proximity. She gets kicked out, like, she gets noticed that she has to move out of her place that she's been living at, and she can't find another place. She moves in with her brother at the football house, and he walks in, like, the brother's best friend walks in on her practicing some self-care, and then she says his name. Like, the steam is steaming in this, and it is so cute. He stands up for her so much. There's an iconic jersey scene in this one. I loved it so much. The summer playbook, this is so freaking good. She has this bucket list basically for the summer that she wants to check off, and he was hurt really bad in the past, and he's like, you know what, whatever, I'll help you with this. Like, it's his sister's best friend, and he just helps her mark off the bucket list. It is so good. I love it. And then this one is my favorite in the series. This is Scoring Forever. Friends to enemies to lovers. Y'all, this man forgets to breathe in a portion of this book, and it is so cute. I love this book. I love this cover. I love this book. These are all football romances. They're all interconnected standalones. You don't have to read them in order, but obviously you will see the couples from book 1 and 2 in book 3. The most underrated sports romance book. I don't know why this isn't everywhere, because Tristan is everything. Okay, I will take zero criticism on Tristan. I love this book so much. It was one of my very first sports romance that I had ever read. This is MMA romance. Oh my god. Forced proximity, brother's best friend. They hate each other at first. Hate. And he gets under her skin like none other, and she is also like a fighter. Like, oh my god, it is just literally so good, and I will accept zero criticism. She sticks it to him so hard in part of this book. Like, it's iconic, and I will never be able to get past Remy Baby. Oh my god. Okay, Be Celeste, Beg You to Trust Me. This is part of the Lyndon Yu series. I didn't love book 1, okay? I liked it, but I didn't, like, love it. This one, though, oh my god. I loved this one. The third one is also really good, but once again, I didn't, like, love it, but this one, oh my god. Beg You to Trust Me. She is broken. He is a reformed playboy. You just need to read this. You need to read this. I read it because someone said it gives similar vibes to Say You Swear, and obviously if someone says it's giving similar vibes to Say You Swear, I'm going to read it. Because I will find anything that even comes close to Say You Swear. But this one was so good. I really loved it. Obviously, we got part of the Windy City series, okay? I don't have Play Along With Me because I don't own that book yet, but I've read it, and it is phenomenal, and I highly recommend it. The Right Move is a basketball romance, sister's best friend, forced proximity, fake dating, iconic. Ryan Shea left no crumbs. But then, Kai. Oh! I love Kai Rhodes so much. He is my favorite in the entire series. This book, the banter, single dad, baseball player, coach's daughter, like single dad nanny. It is everything. I cried in this book, and I don't cry in a lot of books. Like, I can probably count on one hand how many books have made me cry. This was one of them, but it was just so sweet. I love this book so much. He calls him Baseball Daddy, and there's so many, like, parts in here, like, especially when it gets steamy, the banter between them. It is from another planet. It is so freaking good. And then Play Along, obviously, so good. I loved Play Along so much. It was so cute. It was so well done. The thunderstorm aspect, like, he has a fear of thunderstorms, so he always has to call. He's colorblind. You just need to read it. It's baseball romance too. Highly recommend. If you don't love book 1 in the Windy City series, please keep going. Please keep going. I didn't really love Mile High either, but I loved The Right Move. I loved Caught Up, and I loved Play Along. Okay, next up we have 2 books by Haley Dickert. This one, The Sister Between Us, is a soccer romance. Have the tissues ready. You will cry. You will cry in this one. I almost cried, and so I know normal people would cry. Then we have Return Policy. This one is football romance. He does the most for her, and I am so here for it. Elijah Anderson is iconic. Like I said, football romance. Y'all, she loses her special sketchbook. He sends the entire football team on a scavenger hunt to find said sketchbook. Say less, I will eat it up. Obviously, next up, we're going to talk about Megan Brandy, because not many people know this, but she actually has a lot of sports romance books. And I think I'm missing a couple of them. Maybe. Technically, her Lord of Wraiths duet is a sports romance. It's hockey, but it's not like predominantly hockey, so I didn't include it in here. But Fake It Till You Break It, fake dating, football romance. So freaking good. Dirty Curve. Oh, I grabbed both editions that I have of Dirty Curve. I don't know. I have like 3 editions, but I grabbed 2. I don't know why. This cover, for one, is everything. This cover is everything. I love it. Dirty Curve is literally the second favorite of mine from the Megan Brandy collection, because Tobias, he is so good. Possessive, tutoring relationship, and there's a point in this, like, cuts her off and is like, say we're just friends. I dare you. I'm like, that moment will get me every time, especially when it's done right, and Megan Brandy does it right. Fumbled Hearts by Megan Brandy. This one is actually really good. Reformed player. He, like, goes so all in on her. She just doesn't date athletes. And this one is just so good. And Kalani is so freaking sassy and just independent. I am obsessed. It is so good. And like I said, you see characters from Say You Swear in this. So obviously you should read it. And then of course, Say You Swear. Obviously you cannot talk about football romance, sports romance, and not suggest Say You Swear. I'm in love. I love Noah Riley, and I'm doing a reread right now to start my year off strong. And yeah, Noah Riley is just... Noah Riley is Noah Riley, and he can do no wrong, and he will never be beat by anyone, I don't think. This is so freaking good. So it follows Ariana Johnson, and she is a twin. Her brother's name is Mason. He has a best friend named Chase. She's been in love with Chase for so long, and like, he really won't give her the time of day. Something goes down between them. He changes his mind. He's like, no, I can't risk the relationship I have with your brother. So they go off to college. Her heart's broken, and she ends up befriending the star quarterback there. So they obviously, like, her brother, her ex, and this new guy all play on the same football team. But Noah Riley is the most green flag covered man. You guys, I can't tell you how badly I wish he was real. Noah Riley is... Once you read this book, it's going to be burned in your soul, and you will not be able to get it off. So just remember that. But if you haven't read Say You Swear, you need to. It is the best book. The best love story. It is my favorite love story ever. And I am, like I said, I'm obsessed. Okay, now we're going to get into one of my favorite sports romance authors. She has hockey romance, but I didn't grab those, obviously. But this is one of my favorite authors. Go-to. She will never fail me. Ever. I have never disliked a single one of her books, and I think that speaks volumes because of how many books I read. So, the first one is Kiss Now, Lie Later. Oh my god, he's in freaking high school, and he, like, slays. Okay, so this man is the rival school's quarterback. Her dad and her brother are the football coach and the quarterback for her high school's football team. Weston is the rival quarterback. It's like a secret relationship, and then this guy, they aren't even, like, on speaking terms, right? He rearranges his high school's football practice so that he can go to her championship game, where even her own dad and brother don't do that. 4 months, 3 words, football romance. The banter in this is iconic. The banter, the back and forth. She's actually a princess, and she is in the U.S. going to college. No one really knows her identity, okay? She's going under the radar. This book, Jace is everything, and I love him so much. But the banter, anything with good banter will sell me. The banter in this is iconic. First Flight, Final Fall. This is a soccer romance where both of them are athletes. This man flies across the country to have a conversation with her. Just have a conversation. He has no idea if she'll talk to him or not, but he flies there anyway. He goes to her college soccer camp as one of the coaches just to see her and watches her film just to make sure, like, that he knows, like, everything. Oh, I love this book so much. It is one of my comfort reads, and I read it so often. It is ridiculous, but it is so freaking good. I love it. Then we have the Truth and Lies duet. It is actually 2 books. Friday Night Lies and Tuesday Night Truth. This is basketball romance. Best friend's brother. Kind of giving second chance. It is set in high school. It is so good. Well, book 1 is in high school. Book 2 is in college. Literally so good. C.W. Farnsworth writes some of the best just relationship forward books, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know, anytime I go into one of her books, I know exactly what I'm going to get, and I'm never disappointed. It leaves me happy. It's just such a good feeling, and I love it, and I love watching them bloom and like watching their love stories happen. And I'm sorry, I might be on the least popular category right now. I love high school romance because one, normally it doesn't have spice in it, at least a lot. It's normally like pretty closed door, you know. But two, it just makes you feel so giddy. At least me, it does. I recently read Stealing for Keeps by Rebecca Genshak. I cannot tell you how many times that I had this giant grin on my face. That is the story of Austin and Claire. It is so freaking good. She was recently in an injury that took away her future in like competitive ice skating, and he's the new kid. He plays soccer, and he literally goes with her to all the different clubs and activities after school, like tries to find something that she can find an interest in to kind of give her something to like push forward and move towards after not being able to do competitive ice skating. And when I tell you, he is so gone for her, it is just so cute. I cannot recommend it enough. But if those sound good to you and you're like, okay, sports romance, I will not lead you astray. They are so good. I love them so much, and I hope you enjoy them.